Good afternoon, YouTube. You may be wondering why I'm wearing pajamas. My hair's all fuzzy, and that's because we are uploading the project for awesome videos today, and we were supposed to be doing that around noon, and I didn't wake up until a couple minutes ago, and it's about 11:45, and so if I don't do it now, it will be up by noon, so I don't have time to fix myself. Anyhow, to the important stuff. Today I want to tell you about a charity called Invisible Children. Invisible Children started several years ago when 3 guys from California decided to go to Uganda just for fun, to kind of travel around and have adventure. And they ended up discovering these children. What happens is that in Uganda, as you probably know, there's a lot of war, there's just fighting and war going on everywhere, lots of bloodshed. And so there's a particular rebel leader who will kidnap children at night to force them to fight with him on his side in the war. And if these kids are kidnapped and taken into that kind of horrible fate awaits them. I mean, they're forced to watch people like have limbs cut off and kill people and just do a lot of things just to harden them up. And so what's happened is that in order to avoid being kidnapped, thousands of children every night walk from their homes to these kind of shelters. They're not shelters as that they've been like set up by anybody. They're just places where tons of kids will go and they sleep there for the night, because they're kind of like somewhat safe holds of where they won't be able to be kidnapped. And every night kids will walk just miles and miles to get to these so that they don't have to fear being kidnapped and made to be a part of this war. And a lot of these kids have gone through really horrible, hard things, and I mean, just obviously walking there every night is a really horrible, hard thing. These kids have nobody to go to, really, nobody to protect them. These houses that they sleep in at night, they're not houses, they're just kind of set up areas. They don't have any provisions there, there's nobody taking care of them there. The kids have kind of just made that themselves. And so it's called Invisible Children because nobody ever really had heard of this before. I mean, thousands of children every night, and yet nobody knew about it. So my camera actually broke right after I was filming the other part. It fell backwards and broke off of where I said it. So I'm going to be finishing the video here and then going to Best Buy to get it fixed. So there are a lot of clips that you can find, especially on YouTube. Unfortunately, the full documentary you actually have to pay money for from the website, but it is completely worth it. I would definitely recommend, if you can, finding out about it, showing it to schools. I found out about it because back when I was in high school, we had it shown to our entire auditorium. But anyhow, after these guys saw this, they were really, had a heart for these children and really felt inspired that they needed to do something. So they've set up a lot of things. They have a website you can go to where you can find out more information. You can find out especially about ways to help, and I will put the link to that in the descriptor box. And but just some things they sell, like clothing, and profits from it go to these kids. One of my favorite things is they have these bracelets, and the bracelets, their mission basically is to put a face to these children, as well as, of course, getting money and support for them. And they're made out of reeds, and they're actually really beautiful. And they will each have been created by a child, and each one has a color that stands for a particular child. And if you order the bracelet, you'll get the story of that kid. It's a real kid that comes with that particular color. So I really encourage you to look up further Invisible Children. You can find several short videos here on YouTube, and just to find out more about it. It's they're really these kids that have no support, and they really need our help. So